morning everybody, and welcome back to Darvanalee Designs. I'm Nicole, and today we are here on the 5th of March 2025 for another crafting vlog. So let's get started. Good morning or good evening everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while I do a little bit of craft today, along with some personal projects as well, and a whole lot of reading, because the Women's Prize for Fiction long list has dropped and I have no clue which book to start with, so I think I'm going to have to put it on a spinning wheel. But anyway, we're not here for all the books, but we're here for some crafts. So just so everybody knows, and everybody that has asked and was curious, I am a fair way away from the coast, so I am all good as far as cyclone goes, but we may get some wind, not as much as down on the coast, and we may get some rain. At this point we're on the north side of it, so we may not get anything at all, so that is good. But Savannah is home. She got here last night, and where she lives is sort of in the targeted zone, so I think that it might go a little bit south at this point, but you just never know. So anyway, she is home, Neralee's here, we're all up in the boondocks, we're all away from the coast, so that is the main thing. My husband does have to go down today, so he'll probably get caught up in some of the chaos that I've been seeing, but for the most part he'll be in and out and back home again before anything happens, because it's supposed to make landfall tomorrow, which is Thursday the 6th. So with that being said, I am going to be working away today. Savannah is fast asleep. When she got here late last night, she was so tired. She did her day at uni yesterday, and she was so tired she's tucked up in bed and she's sleeping the day away, and that's fine by me, because that means that I can get a lot of stuff done. So anyway, the plan today is during my lunch hour, I have to check what I've written down, what I'm going to be working on. So we'll check that in a moment. We've got to check in for my cross stitch, because I did a little bit more cross stitch after the stitch with me yesterday. And you can see that big basket there. That is all construction stuff. That is all sewing that I have to put together. So I've got project bags in there. I think there's about 8 project bags that have got to be done. I've still got those, Notion bags for Leanne to finish off, which I'll probably get done over the weekend or whatever, in the next few days anyway, because I was going to be seeing her on the weekend, but that has been cancelled, so I'm not going anywhere, rightly so, because it's down on the coast. So yeah, no, I wasn't going anyway, so so they have to be ready for the following weekend, yeah, so basically that's where we're at with that. So that is a pile of stuff. That was the basket that I come across that I thought that I'd misplaced, that had like grime guards and little Notion pouches and coin purses and mini accordion pouches, which are these ones here, these little ones here for wonder clips and stuff like that. They're great to just chuck into your little into your retreat bags, which you can see up the back there. So yeah, so I've got all of that to do. I also want to get some stitching down on the Birdsville cushion today as well, if not today, tomorrow. I'm actually considering stitching on that during the live stream tomorrow, so I'm thinking that that's what I'm going to do. I also have some more customer orders in there as well that I've got to get on top of as well. I want to have them done in the next week or so, so they're ready to ship out when the customer's ready. And I also want to look at piecing some wadding together in the next day or two, so I can quilt my quilt over the weekend. So yeah, I was thinking about it, I'll do it during the week and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, no, I've got other stuff to do, so I'll do that over a weekend when it's on my time. Do you know what I mean? I do feel a little bit of guilt if I do buy stuff when I have other people's things to do, and you know, like, I don't know, I feel a little like, even if I only take half an hour, I still feel guilty about it. I'm trying to overcome that. Is it working? Not really, because I've already pushed it back. All right, let's turn the camera around. Enough of my waffling. Let's turn the camera around and see what progress I made on my cross stitch. Oh, and I've also got book reading sprints today because the Women's Prize for Fiction has dropped, as I said. And yeah, so I am going to start my first book. I have no idea what I'm going to read. They all sound so good. There's some that are probably a little less so. I think I might just put them on the spinning wheel. I think that's what I'll do. It just takes the decision out of it, and I just have to suck it up and read that book. All right, let me turn the camera around. We'll have a look at what else I got done on the cross stitch. Okay, so I finished off the tree. I got all the branches on the tree. I haven't done the back stitch. I've started putting the snow down, and I've done all across here. So I think we got up to about here yesterday with the tree. I finished that off. I put all this snow in. And then I done all of this across here, and then, you know, I was starting to get a bit tired, so I just thought, you know, before I start making mistakes, I'll pull up. So all I have left to do is 2 little flowers here, a whole heap of snow. Obviously there's another brown in here as well. And then all of that section will be finished, and that's the first row. So let me just bring up the sheet. I mean, if you didn't see it yesterday, so you can see this is the row that I'm doing. So, and I'm halfway through the border. So once I've done all the snow and everything up around here, I've got the back stitch to go. But I'm thinking that I'm going to leave the back stitch because this is the hoop that I'm going to be using, and I think it might just pull at it a bit too much. So I'm going to leave it till the last, and then I'll put it on my small scroll bar and do it then, because then at least I can just roll it up. And then I'm just going to do the border, and then the next one is going to be pretty quick. Like the next row, I should be on to the next row possibly today, if not tomorrow. The next row is just a whole heap of these, and then a whole heap of snow and a bit of greenery, and that's it. So that's not going to take me too long. So what I'll do is I'll probably just come down and do the dark border, and then come across and get this section in, and then I might just focus on Friday doing the side borders, and I'll do the top one, but I'll focus on the side ones. I'll see how I go. I say that now, but then I could end up doing something else. So it's coming along really nicely. I'm loving the white. Now, for those that are wondering what white I'm using, I'm not using the DMC one. I'm actually using a Cosmo thread, and it's slightly finer than the DMC 2500. So it's the same code as well, like as the DMC. So it's a 2500. The only difference is we don't have a B in front of it. So yeah, I'm finding that it sits really nicely. Like there are some stitches that are a little bit much to be desired. So yeah, so I am hoping that, did I miss some stitches? No, I didn't miss any stitches. I find that when I work on it, I really don't like my stitches. It's not till the next day that I come back that I like them. They seem to have settled down and all that sort of stuff. But that is my check-in for my cross stitch. We haven't had one for a couple of days. So, yeah, so I'm happy that I got all of that done last night. And tonight I will get, I reckon that I'll have that whole section finished off tonight. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy, apart from the back stitch. So of course, you know, we're just going to have a stick in a pot here for a little bit. But yeah, I definitely will get all the crosses down and be moving on to the next one tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. So that's super exciting that I've got more into that. All right, we're going to go and check what I've got on the list of things to do today. And because I've got a list there as well. So I've got that basket. I know that that's there, and I'll just slowly work my way through that. A lot of that's for the shop and whatnot, but I also have a list of things that I have to do as well. Of course, I still haven't received the die yet, and I don't know when that's going to get. I did get notification that it's supposed to be here this week, but that depends when it lands in Brisbane. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there, but anyway, it'll get here when it'll get here. So I will probably, I've just been moving that along so I don't forget that I've got to do it. Other than that, I don't really have any orders that need to go out or anything like that. So let's turn the camera around and have a look and see what I've got today and what I've got set down for lunch today of my personal stuff that I'm going to be working on. Okay, so today's Wednesday. I'm going to be working on my crochet during lunch today, so you'll have an update for that. And as you can see, I have a lot of stuff that I've got to do. and I'm doing the binding tomorrow. Oh, okay, I was going to do the binding. That's what well, I'll probably do the binding and the Birdsville cushion. So I think that is what I'm going to do tomorrow on that. So I've still got a few things to do off here. I've got to edit a bag tutorial. I have to film a block of the month, which I'm probably not going to get to this week, so that'll get pushed to next week. I also have to find patterns that I want to look at, that, you know, like in my little stash of things that I've designed for tutorials on YouTube. And I have to sort fabric. I've done that already. And I have to make a dust cover, and I have to load up my quilt. So it's not a great deal of stuff, and I've got to sort, and I need to work on embroidery and cross stitch patterns as well, and find a mandala. So there's not a lot on there this week as far as customer orders go and all that sort of stuff, but I've had a few come in, and so they'll slowly start getting added onto it. So it's a pretty casual week this week. So yeah, so I basically have to look at I've got a little stash of patterns and everything that I've been designing, so I've got to go through those and just see where I'm going to be starting with the YouTube tutorials. And also I have a block of the month, which I haven't written down there, sort out the patterns for the block of the month. So that's basically making sure that I've got all the files and all that sort of stuff. So that should be in there as well, but I haven't written that down. I just know that goes part and parcel because they're all in the same file. So yeah, so I just got to make sure that I've got everything, and then I can start filming all of the stuff that I need to film. So yeah, so I am taking it easy coming into filming and everything, because I sort of lost my mojo a bit there for that. And so yeah, so I'm just doing it nice and slowly. All right, let me just turn the camera around. So as you can see, I have a fair bit that I can keep myself occupied for today, tomorrow and Friday. So yeah, so there's a little bit there to do. Not a great deal of stress this week, so apart from everything that's going on with Mother Nature, but that is neither here nor there now. We're just going to cruise along. I'm just happy that I've got everybody close and away from the coast and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, all right, so I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. It is now 2 minutes to 9, so I'm cutting it a bit fine to get onto reading sprints, but I will check in through the day as I'm working on things. So, and it looks like I'm working on my crochet today, so I'm excited about that. All right, I will check in on the next clip. Well, my day has not gone to plan today. I have only got about half an hour left of my lunch break. I've been on the phone and all the things, trying to get stuff sorted out and whatnot. So I am sort of at the point now where I'm like, I just need to sit down and I just need to do a little bit of craft. I have got nothing filmed today because every time I've gone to film, there has been a phone call. So I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And yes, so I'm like, okay, fine, I will just have my lunch break and then I can just go about my business. So I think I've got one more to do in here. Yeah. Alright, so what have I got here? I've got to do 4. I'm just trying to find where I'm up to. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to take 20 minutes, half an hour. I have eaten some lunch, so I've eaten before I've sat down. So I'm going to take half an hour, 20 minutes, do a little bit of crochet, and see where the rest of the day takes me. Hopefully everybody is calmed down now and they've got all the stuff that they need done. So yeah, but as I said, I have just had one of those days where nothing's gone to plan. I haven't read anything, I haven't crafted anything. I have managed to film a couple of things for BookTube, but that's it. Now I know that you're probably all thinking, where the heck is your yarn holder? This won't go on there because it's a bit of a hot mess at the moment. So I've got a ball of it sitting on it. It's in the lounge room, and so basically, because this is where this sits, so basically what I'm doing, I'm going to finish this one, then I'll join the yarn, and then I'll be able to use that yarn holder from here on out. So yeah, that's where I'm sort of at with that at the moment. But yeah, I've just had one of those days. Nothing, like, no problems or anything, just trying to sort stuff out that has arisen today, and sometimes that happens. So yeah, so I've got that all sorted out now. It's now 20 to 2, so I'm going to take a break until 2, and then I'll move on with other stuff that I've got to get done today. So I'm going to sort out the priority of that basket as well, so I'll probably sort a bit of that out, and yeah, just go from there. But right now I'm going to sit back and relax and do a little bit of crochet. Alright, so I am going to wash up Snow Village. I have some colour catchers by Sard Wonder, which work really well. And something I like to use is Q-Wash. So this doesn't strip out colour or anything. It's made for quilts. It's by Matilda's Own. I believe, I've had it for so long I can't even tell you where it's made. So yeah, but this is what I use for my quilts and any of my cross stitch, anything that I have made that has to be washed before I send it off. I tend to use this Q-Wash, and it doesn't strip colour out. And the reason I started using this is because once upon a time I made a quilt and it was black and white with splashes of red through it and all that sort of stuff, and I washed it with regular washing liquid, and basically it stripped the color out of the black. It made the black look like it was really old, and all the rest of the and that was the homespun that made it look really old. So it does, you can see it has a little bit of bubble to it, but not a lot. And I only use a cap full. I only put about half a cap full in that one. So let me just pop a little bit more in. There we go, then another half. Sometimes I'm a little bit wary with it, but it doesn't soak up. Smells really nice too. All right, so I'm also going to put the color catchers in, and I'm probably going to put 2 in because it's got red, so I just want to make sure that. So we're going to now put this in, and this is tempered water. It's not real hot. I tend not to use hot water because hot water can set stains, whereas tempered water will remove, and cold water will also take out some of the grime as well. So we're just going to put that in there like so, and I'm just going to give it a nice little bit of wash. I'm not going to scrub it or anything like that, but I'm just going to move it up and down and let it do its thing. And you can see there's a little bit of soapiness coming to it now, but it brings out the grime as well. And I'm fairly confident that my fabric will be fine as well, even though it's hand dyed, because I've got the color catchers in there. But I also made sure that my fabric was color fast, and so yeah, you can see it is pretty grotty because we worked on this for quite some time. It had been in and out, it had been handled, and it doesn't matter how careful you are. My cat's jumped on it a couple of times too. Yeah, and Mia's touched it, and other people have touched it, and so yeah, so it's just making sure I'm getting all the grime out of the snow, because yeah, like it's not overly dirty, but it's still a bit grimy, you know what I mean? Like, especially when you've been working on it for such a long time. Alright, nothing seems to be running at all. It's all so nice and fine. We could take that piece of purple off. The red's fine. It's not bleeding or anything like that. It's looking pretty good actually. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to let that soak for a bit. If there's any colour that's leaching out, these colour catchers will pull it out. So I've put 2 in there just to be sure because it is red. But I'm just going to let that soak for just a little bit. Probably about 15-20 minutes. I'll let that soak. And then I'll pull it out. And I've got this towel here because what will happen is I will pull it out and I'll get most of the water out. I'll go and rinse it under cold water, and then I will put it back down on this towel. Then I'll fold the towel over and just try and get a lot of the moisture out, and I'll roll it and do a few things to get the moisture out. So, but there doesn't seem to be any colour coming out of the floss at all. And now Classic Colourworks actually said, I think it's Classic Colourworks, or maybe it's Weeks Dye Works, says on theirs that they're colour fast. So so that's interesting, because I have seen people where they've, you know, washed their stuff. I don't use hot water though, because hot water will strip colour out every time. Alright, I'm going to leave that for 20 minutes, so when we come back I'll pull it out, and I would have given it a rinse and everything. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to soak a little bit, I'm just going to pull my basket out and just sort of make a priority list of what I need to get done. So I know that these have to be done straight away, so I'm going to sit them over on the sewing machine. And I've had some customer orders come in as well, so we've picked some fabric for those. So we have, let me just get this over here out of the way. So I have this fabric that I need to do a grime guard for out of, and then I've got a couple of project bags that need to be done, and that is a customer's order, so they will become a priority. So they will be the first thing that I need to do. I'm thinking about actually getting baskets and all the different things that I need to do during the week, and just have an organisation, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday of the things that I need to sew, rather than holding on to them all and then just doing it once and then possibly not getting them done. So I know I've got some of this fabric left over to make some project bags out of the gnome fabric, so I'm going to see what I can get out of these and make them up. So that's not so much a high priority, so I'll put that out of the way. I don't know where the other half of this has gone, so I've got to fix that. I still have those blocks I haven't done anything with. Let me just have a look here. I've got some, I put some of this stuff in because I can use these as lining fabrics for bags. So I've got these blocks that I need to do, so I might put them there as another priority. Actually, I might just set them up over here. At least then I'll see them. If they're not in the basket, I'm going to see them. Alright, so I've got some of this left over from bags and whatnot, so that's that. And then I've got some lining fabric that I can use for the bags. And I think this has actually been cut as a lining bag, so I'll have to make up, I've got 2 of those. So I'll have to get the fabric that goes with that out. But the one that I've been putting off quite a bit is this little bundle here. So I think I'm going to make that my second priority. There's a zip for it. And there are all the plastics for it, which is good. There it is. I've got a zipper that I've got to fix, and then I can do the rest of the bag. Off it went. So yeah. So I'll set that over there, so that's in my face as well. And then I've just got this basket, which we looked at last week. This has got to be made into a dust cover. There's my grime guard that I was looking for the other day. I've got to thread that, so I can pull that out and pop that there. And then there's this bag that I'm making for myself, but I have no lining for that at this stage, so that's not important. Needle books need to be done. And I'd probably say that this will be over a 2 or 3 day period, so I'm going to leave all of that in there, but these are the main priority ones at the moment. So I've got to make some thread beds out of these. I've also got to make a grime guard and everything, and that's a customer's order, and then these will be up for the shop. So this is mine, so that's not a high priority, and these ones don't have anything to go with it yet, so I can leave them in there. And the same as that, because they haven't been cut up into anything, and I've got to find a lining for that, and I can pull my grime guard out and pop that in my bag. I was looking for that the other day. So yeah, all right, so we now have these 2 as a priority that I need to get sorted out sooner rather than later. So over the next few days into next week, I will work on these, get the fabric cut up for the grime guard and the thread breads and all that sort of stuff. I always will sew customer stuff before I sew stuff for the shop, because these are, you know, custom orders that have been put in either by phone, messenger, whatever the case may be, or just my friends have said, hey, can you make me some bags and stuff like that. And so yeah, so they are customer orders, so I need to get them done. So that one is the priority, and then as I'm doing these, I will do more of these. Now that most of these are prepped and ready to go, which you've seen before anyway when I was prepping them, there's just a couple of things that I still have to do to these. So yeah, so but as I said, they're not a high priority at the moment. So these are going to sit together. They're going to sit over on my shelf over here, and then that way they are in my face. they are in my face and I can get them sorted out. All right, I'm pretty happy with that little sort. Like, it wasn't a lot, but like all this sort of stuff in here, I'm going to sit around the back, and when I'm between things, I can pull stuff out, because all the little needle books and all that sort of stuff, I'll just iron the interfacings on those while I'm doing prep for other ones. So this basket will just sort of travel with me whatever I'm doing. I'll pull something out and do that. So I'm going to sit that around the back here. And then, as I said, I've got those other ones sitting over on my shelf. So just over there on the shelf, you can see next to the sewing machine, I've sat all of those there, and so they're ready to go. And then I can just pull them off as I want to get them done. But I think that is a good plan. I feel comfortable with that. I don't think that's going to put any stress on me, which is great, because that's what I'm trying to avoid, is stress. So yeah, all right, I'm going to go and check on the, because it's been a little over 20 minutes now. I'm going to go and check on Snow Village, and I'll be back out with that to show you what I do. Okay, so I've rinsed that out and it hasn't run at all, which is absolutely fantastic. So now what I'm going to do is, I don't iron mine dry or anything. I let them dry flat to begin with, and then I'll press it later. But I just want to point out, I used to iron all of my stuff, and I didn't realize that the cats had walked on it and that it had been touched so much. And you can see there is some grime up here, or dirt, that has been set in by heat, because heat will set it. So that I don't iron my pieces anymore. I mean, if people freak out about it online, they can freak out all they want, because, you know, I have kids, and, you know, they come in and touch things, the cats will jump on them and all that sort of stuff. I try to keep it away from them, but, you know, accidents happen. And when a project is going for as long as this one did, I'm not surprised that there's marks on it. But once it's dry, you probably won't even know anyway. So yeah, so now all I'm going to do is just roll this up, and this towel is folded over in half and then in half again. It's quite a big towel, and then I just basically, you can see the water starting to come through, so I just give it a really good squeeze, and it's not going to damage any. So you've seen that I rolled it in on itself. It's not going to damage any of the threads or anything, especially with all the back stitching that's on here, and I'm not the best back stitcher either. I don't get good tension. So yeah, and I just do that, and you can see a lot of water has come out of that now. It's starting to lighten up a bit, the fabric. So yeah, and I do that a couple of times. I'll move it up here a bit, and so you can see it's quite dry there, except for that little bit there. And then again, I just roll it on itself and give it a good squeeze as I'm going, and that's going to get the water out of it. And then I'll just let it dry flat. I'll leave it there for a day or two. I'll put it over on the long arm machine on a flat surface so no one touches it, and I will just let it dry flat, and I'll get a new towel for that, because I don't want any water over there. So yeah, and that's basically what I do. So you can see not much water came out that time, but it is damp, and so it is getting water out of it, and it feels a lot less water in it now. This might just go the other way. All right, it's all nice and clean apart from this little bit up here. I knew that was going to be a problem, but it is coming up quite clean, and once it all dries, it'll definitely lighten up a little bit more. But it is almost ready to be used. Obviously I've got to wait till Christmas, but I mean, I suppose I can put it up in winter. It's not necessarily a Christmas thing. So yeah, but it's come up nice and clean. I'm really happy with it. The French knots are all settled in. The stitching's got a little bit tighter because, you know, the water's hit it and all that sort of stuff, but I'm really happy with it. So once it's dry, I can see that these aren't going to come out, these little marks and stuff like that. So basically what will happen is I'll put a couple of towels down and I'll give it a really good press, but I'll wait for a couple of days for it to dry. And then I'll just get a cushion insert and pop that in, and then it'll be ready to use. And it's super cute too, to boot. So I'm going to go and get a new towel and put this down over at the long arm machine and let that dry. And I'll probably just check on it from time to time and just make sure that it's, you know, square, sort of blocking it out and whatnot. I don't feel like you need to do that with cross stitch, but sometimes it can curl up on itself. And that was another reason why I wanted to make it into a cushion before I washed it, because I had limited amount of fabric on the sides. And yeah, but I think it's turned out really well. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. So I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a close-up, and you can see there that that's what it looks like. And the grime marks that I'm talking about, you can see there's just a little bit of grimy stuff there. So, but I love how it's turned out. It's going to look absolutely fantastic as a cushion. And as I said, I can use it in winter. I don't necessarily have to use it at Christmas time. So yeah, I've just now got some winter decor. I absolutely love it. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to start using it. Hi everybody, and welcome back. Alright, so as you heard in that video, not everything has gone to plan today, but it is now after 3 o'clock, and I'm going to wrap up for today and spend some time with Savannah before she has to go back in a couple of days. But I am really happy with what I got done today. So I have got a heap of paperwork done. I got a little bit of crochet in, which was great. I got to finish and wash up Snow Village, so that is now sitting over on the long arm machine drying. I've worked out what I'm going to be working on over the next couple of days, and I still have a little bit of paperwork and stuff to do this afternoon. So I'm going to wrap up this vlog because not much craft is happening today at all. But I'd just like to say thank you so much everybody for joining me. I really do appreciate it, even when things don't go to plan. And I hope that you enjoyed the little bit of a check-in and everything that I did today. And of course I will see you again tomorrow. But before you go, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already done so, and ring that bell notification to all notifications. And while you're at it, make sure that you give me a thumbs up too while you're down there. And yeah, and then that way you're not going to miss out on anything at all. And just leave me, I don't know, leave me a snowflake down in the chat today if you've made it this far. And as always, thanks for being here, and I'll see you all again in another video. Bye for now.